cutting across to get you this big breaking news that will clearly change a lot when it comes to the state of Tamil Nadu. What we can now confirm is that the speaker there has disqualified Dhinakaran's MLAs and the number viewers is set to be 18. And this then, remember, could be a big blow, particularly to the Sasikala camp. Let me get in my colleague Sanjeevi, who's standing by to get you more updates on this. Sanjeevi, what really does this news then mean? How does it change the political equations in the state of Tamil Nadu?
Well, exactly. This is a big change in Tamil Nadu because the Speaker of Tamil Nadu Assembly have disqualified the 18 MLAs of TTV Dhinakaran camp who met Governor some 2 weeks back, against to give a complaint against Tamil Nadu Chief Minister to conduct for requesting, to conduct a protest against the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister AIADMK. So the whip of Tamil Nadu, the chief whip of Tamil Nadu Assembly had given a complaint, had written a complaint to the Speaker of Tamil Nadu stating that these 18 MLAs, actually 19, one MLA actually jumped to the AIADMK camp. So 18 MLAs, they met the governor against the order of the Tamil Nadu Assembly whip. So the Speaker took an action, so he finally disqualified these 18 MLAs, which is going to be, very big political change in Tamil Nadu. As far as this thing concerned, TTV Dhinakaran, was keep threatening the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister AIADMK that, the protest has to be conducted or else the government will be pulled down. So now the Speaker has disqualified, these 18 MLAs who belong to the TTV camp. Now TTV Dhinakaran is going to take in legal action. That's what we have been hearing. So TTV Dhinakaran is going to go for the court, citing the thing which happened in the Karnataka in 2013. So this is the information which we're getting you. So politically, it's a big change. So protest, the High Court also gave an order that protest should be conducted only after 20th. So if protest should be conducted in this situation, definitely Edappadi Palaniswamy will continue as the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
All right, this is interesting and, very important, Sanjeevi. Stay with me. Let's also get in Akshita, who's standing by also to get you a larger perspective on this. Akshita, this is the TTV Dhinakaran camp holding about 18 MLAs, disqualified now by the TN Assembly Speaker. And this, I believe, has happened under the anti-defection law.
That's right. This is possibly the biggest blow so far for the TTV Dhinakaran camp. I've got a copy of that order that's been passed by the Speaker. It's been written in Tamil, but you can see the list of all the 18 MLAs. All of them have been named in this particular list. So that is what we have right now. But yes, Speaker Dhanapal has now taken a stand. This after he issued several notices to these MLAs to reply, Deepthi, because there were several demands for them to be disqualified. Now we have to keep in mind that this development comes also after the Chief Whip had demanded for action, had recommended action against these MLAs, and Speaker Dhanapal has done exactly this. As Sanjeevi pointed out, now TTV Dhinakaran will of course resort to desperate measures. He will run to the court to seek for some sort of reprieve, because this really was the last straw that he had. This was the only way he could blackmail or have any sort of say in what's happening in the AIADMK. He's been threatening to topple the government ever since the resolution was passed in the AIADMK by OPS and EPS, and he's been saying that he will do this with the support of the MLAs that he had. As Sanjeevi pointed out, that number was 19, it dwindled down to 18, and now there's no doubt with the disqualification, TTV Dhinakaran will have no say whatsoever in the government or the party for that matter, which is why he will now run to the court and possibly seek for some sort of reprieve. But will he get that is also a big question mark at this point, Deepthi.
And this is, extremely important than Akshita, considering that there was also a conversation of a confidence vote that could happen in the TN Assembly. And every number here, remember, is going to be counting. And at the end of it, Akshita, these are 18 MLAs.
Absolutely. Deepthi, we're seeing, of course, that there's hectic activity as far as that demand also goes. TTV Dhinakaran himself has gone and met the governor before. His MLAs before that also met the governor, all of them saying that there should be a no-confidence motion against Chief Minister Edappadi Palaniswamy. So this personally will also be a huge win for the Chief Minister, who's been facing some rather harrowing times because of TTV Dhinakaran. With all these MLAs now being expelled, if a floor test is expected to take place in a few weeks from now, it will mean, of course, a big win for EPS and OPS, because these MLAs have been disqualified. They will not be able to vote. Their say will not be recorded in any manner. So TTV Dhinakaran really at this point has absolutely no option but to approach the court. There is no way he can play, his cards right, because every single move seems to be a body blow of sorts to him. We've seen the resolution being passed. Now the speaker also jumping on board and disqualifying 18 of his MLAs who, remember, are still lodged in that resort in Coorg. So we'll have to wait and watch to see what happens next. But TTV Dhinakaran, no doubt, who's remained defiant through this entire saga, this turmoil that we've witnessed, he is going to try to fight back, and the only option he has now is to go to the courts. If the courts do say that, we are not going to intervene in this matter, the speaker has the powers to disqualify whoever he believes should be disqualified, then TTV Dhinakaran will be completely out of the picture. There's absolutely nothing he can do then.
All right, so Akshita, by just the look of it, this is a massive body blow, and remember, this should have not come without any preparation. So let me also get in Sanjeevi, who's also reporting from Ground Zero for us, and Akshita, you continue to stay with us. Sanjeevi, what are you hearing? What could happen next? What really are still the options before TTV Dhinakaran, and how soon perhaps could he also land up at the court now?
Well, definitely TTV Dhinakaran is going to go for the court very soon. That's what we have been hearing. He's yet to react, but even before getting a reaction from him, even a couple of days back when he spoke to media, he told that he's going to go for the court. So before getting into the court, the Tamil Nadu speaker is going to call for, the governor is going to order for a floor test, and after the floor test, Edappadi Palaniswamy will continue as the chief minister. So it's going to be a bigger blow for TTV Dhinakaran because it's going to take more time for legal action. So TTV Dhinakaran has to go for the court, and then the case should come to the hearing. So it's going to take more time. At the same time, before that, meanwhile, the floor test will be conducted, and Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Edappadi Palaniswamy will continue as the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. So this is what is expected now. So TTV Dhinakaran is definitely going to go for the court on this matter, but it's going to take time for him to get the right thing. That's what we'll be hearing, Deepthi.
All right, and Sanjeevi, we should not be surprised in case you have the TTV camp now coming out to say, Akshita, that all this is nothing but unconstitutional. This is all vendetta.
Over the last few days, we've seen TTV Dhinakaran questioning each and every order, each and every resolution that's been passed in the party. He may have a say in that, saying that, he's the Deputy General Secretary and nobody can oust him but the General Secretary. But when it comes to these MLAs, when it comes to government matters, what really can be his defense? When the Speaker has stepped up and disqualified these MLAs, how can he cry foul? We'll have to wait and watch on that front.
All right, Akshita and Sanjeevi, both of you, please stay with us. Let's also get in Sumant C. Raman, who's a political analyst, keenly watches the entire political situation. Sumant, are you surprised? Are you surprised with what's happened now? Now, just the mere suspension of these MLAs, here, Sumant, is going to change the numbers when it comes to the Tamil Nadu Assembly. But what could happen?
Yeah, I think, this is sort of on the cards, but it's only the timing that I feel is a little unusual. I thought that they would do this as a last resort once the protest is called for, either by the court or by the governor. They've chosen to go for a preemptive strike. Now, obviously, Mr. Dhinakaran will go to court and he will try to get a stay or try to get this overturned. But in the meanwhile, I think the government has, Mr. Palaniswamy has struck a decisive blow. This is a massive blow to Mr. Dhinakaran and the MLAs because, very well, they will have to fight it out now in the courts to get the order overturned, and that could take months to years. So, it's a huge blow, and I think that now the halfway mark has come down to 108. They currently have around 112 or thereabouts. So, the government is safe. So even if there was to be a trust vote tomorrow, without these 18 members, the government will win the confidence vote.
And you believe that that's going to happen next, the confidence vote in the Tamil Nadu Assembly, Sumant?
I think what they would do, having disqualified them, is to proactively call for a session of the Assembly and go through the confidence vote quickly. So thereafter, there's no question of, while this legal process could drag on in court, I think they could convene the Assembly at the earliest, go for the confidence vote and win it. So once that happens, this whole issue of the government, obviously the legal issue would be there. I mean, it has to be decided in the court. But as far as the government not having the confidence of the majority of members of the House and voting, that would be taken care of for now.
You know, Sumant, you actually make that important point, and my colleague Akshita, I believe, is also standing by, and she also wants to take a question from you. Akshita, go on, please.
Mr. Raman, you know, the last time I spoke to you, it was soon after the merger, and even then you were very clear that TTV Dhinakaran really does not have much to do now. He very few options before him. Do you feel this is the end of the road for him? Do you think that, you know, there is nothing possibly that he can do now? Mr. Raman, can you hear me? All right. Just a bit. But once again, I want to show that order that's been given by the Speaker, Dhanapal. This is the copy of the same 18 MLAs who have been named. This is the communication that was given by the Speaker, Dhanapal, earlier. And this is how the news came out. All 18 MLAs, all of them are supporters of TTV Dhinakaran. These are the same MLAs who are also holed up right now in Coorg in a resort. So all the 18 MLAs have been listed out. Each of them have been named by the Speaker in this particular order. So you have, of course, all of it written in Tamil, and you have the likes of Thanga Tamil Chairman. You have several others also like Murugan and several others who are named in this particular order from the Speaker. He's named all 18 MLAs, all of whom are currently in the Coorg resorts. You have Thanga Tamil Chairman named, you have R. Murugan, you have also, you have the likes of Parini Appan from also, of course, another MLA who chose very early on to be with TTV Dhinakaran. So these are just some of the names I'm reading out to you from this particular list that we have right now with us here on Republic TV. This is the order, Deepthi, that's been given out by Speaker Dhanapal, disqualifying all 18 MLAs based on, of course, the Chief Whip who recommended action against them, saying that they defied party orders and hence action should be taken. This is because they went and met the governor. Question marks were raised about who gave them the permission to defy the party whip, to defy orders that were clearly specifically given out to all MLAs. But despite that, we saw them meeting the governor, and ever since then, there's really been this, turmoil within the AIADMK where all party members have come together to defy TTV Dhinakaran. EPS and OPS, I would say, this is the biggest victory possible for them, because their threat, the threat that really TTV Dhinakaran posed was with regards to whether a floor test would happen, and if that happens, whether the numbers will swing in his favor and hence collapse, EPS, will that lead to him having to step down? All of that is now completely diminished, demolished completely, because now with these MLAs being disqualified, as Sumansi Raman said, even if there is going to be a floor test tomorrow, it will mean good news for EPS and OPS. We also have to keep in mind that the courts have said that there cannot be any floor test till September 20th. There's just a few days from now.
Yes.
Post that, the floor test can happen anytime. And it's very little time, Deepthi, for TTV Dhinakaran really to be able to muster up any support or any move really post this.
Yes, and Akshita, I believe we are standing by to get more reactions. I believe that this could be one of the MLAs who's been disqualified now. Let's listen in.
And now they are telling like we are joining hands with the DMK. My simple thing, like the entire press, the entire crew was present on February 17, and we know the kind of ruckus and huckus created inside the assembly, and the DMK staged a walkout. At that time they created a lot of ruckus, but the OPS faction kept mum. The OPS faction kept mum. They never took any action. So can't we say like, they were also hand in gloves with the DMK then? Can't we say that? So when an action was not taken, when an action on those 11 MLAs were not taken then, why do you take an action now? And how can you call it as an anti-party defection? You can't call that.
So, what's your next plan of action? Do you have any plans of like every opposition party have already informed that we are going to raise a floor test issue, and do you need that like to now?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Do you want the floor test to be conducted now, and will Dhinakaran faction be emerging to or urging the government to topple this government like?
Okay. See, now I don't know about the floor test because like the Honorable Speaker has taken a call, and now the next thing is like, we have to approach the court, and then again we will ask like, please conduct the floor test. So let us wait and see. Only time has to give us a reply to all these things.
Sir, 1 minute, sir, she's on
So that is the first reaction we are getting to you from the Dhinakaran camp, and a first confirmation also, as Akshita and Sanjeevi remember report on that big story, that yes, the camp is all set to move court. Remember, 18 MLAs now stand disqualified. We continue to track that story. For the moment, thank you to Akshita and also to Sanjeevi.